Hey everybody, starting yoga. Hey, how you doing? Aw, I'm starting yoga in like a couple minutes. And oh, you did an hour of yin yoga? Beautiful. Yes, get your yoga in today. Now's the time. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited about teaching today. I think it'll be fun. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna start my Instagram one too. I'll start my Instagram one at like the last minute because Instagram is strictly 1 hour. They have like no leeway. So if you're gonna watch on Instagram, if anybody's gonna watch on Instagram, I'll start that in like 1 minute. Yes, investing in your body, that's beautiful. Now is definitely the time. Now is definitely the time to try new stuff. And yoga, I've been trying to do yoga more regularly and like keep my personal practice going, and it definitely makes a difference in how I feel, which is interesting. Yoga and meditation together, I try to do every day, something every day, and it's really helping. But I'm glad that it's helping you, and I'm glad that you're feeling good. I'm hoping a lot of people are doing the same thing. I'm gonna start my Instagram too. And if there's anything you guys ever want to try in class, just let me know, and we'll try to incorporate whatever you want or whatever you want to work on. Or if there's ever any like specific kind of practice you want to do, we can always do that. I'm gonna start the Instagram now, so pardon me. Hello. I'm just typing here. Sorry, I'm so close. Hey, Miranda. Good morning. Good to see you. I'm just gonna pin the comment there. You guys know donations are not required, so don't feel pressure. And we'll start in 1 minute. If the Instagram cuts me off, I'm sorry, because Instagram, like I was saying, is 1 hour strictly. They're so strict with their rules. So we're going to incorporate some balancing poses and like some slight back bends. So we're doing like lately a lot of sitting, and we kind of don't have an option right now. So like within that, sometimes your spine can get stagnant or stiff. So with these back bends, we want to open up our spine, and with these balancing poses, they'll just help improve our focus. So if there's things you're trying to get done, hopefully these balancing poses will help just get you extra focused. So it's 10 o'clock, so we're gonna start. Um, if you need to modify, you can grab a book or you can grab a towel. Hopefully you saw my post about that. All right, so let's just start on our mat with our palms facing upward. Feel free to cross your legs. If you need some more support and your hips are tight, take your towel and bring it up underneath your hips to give you some elevation for your easy pose, which is legs crossed. Palms facing upward. So we're going to touch our ring finger and our pinky finger to the tip of our thumb. And this is called our prana mudra. And this is supposed to activate energy and activate some health within our body. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Another inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out and close those eyes down. Relax the shoulders. Spending some moments here with our breath, connecting with our breath, and preparing for a good practice. Taking a moment to visualize a nice practice today, to visualize a good day today. And as always, you can set an affirmation or an intention for your practice or for your day. And those may start with I am, I will, or I choose. And breathe in that positive affirmation. Breathe out any negative thoughts, any worries, or any doubts. Spend a few more moments here. And on your next inhale, if you'd like to keep the eyes closed, you may. If you would like to keep your hands in this position, you may. As we just start rotating our head to the right side. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. Letting our head move with our breath. Really trying to make an effort to connect your breath with your movement. That's a big part of yoga. Moving a couple more times to the right side. On your next downward swoop, switch positions, move to your left. Inhale back, exhale forward. Moving a couple more times to the left side. Bring your head back to a neutral space. Take your hands, place them on the shoulders. Inhale the elbows up. Exhale them back and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, still moving with our breath. And while we're doing this, I just want to remind you that there's no pressure to do the advanced version of every yoga pose. to do the intermediate version of every yoga pose. I'll provide modifications for you. And if those modifications still don't work for you, if you feel like something is not accessible or something is painful on a part of your body, feel free to skip the pose completely. Let's do the same thing. Let's roll our elbows forward. When you're doing online classes, it's just important to listen to your body. When you're in any class, it's important to listen to your body. Don't worry about what somebody else might be doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. If in feeling like you have to do that full out extension, I just want you to feel comfortable with what you're doing. So, as always, remember to listen to your body. Move those shoulders a couple more times forward. Bring the shoulders back to neutral. Release those hands. Inhale those arms up as you interlace those fingers above you. Push those palms towards the ceiling. Nice, tall, straight back. Exhale, release the hands. Twist to your right. Left hand on the outside of right knee. Right fingertips face the back wall. And then bring your gaze over the back shoulder. Take an inhale, come back up to center. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away again. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the outside of left knee. Left fingertips face the back wall. Look over your left shoulder. Take an inhale, come back up to center. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away again. Exhale, release the right hand down to the ground. Let the left arm come up and over the ear. Right forearm can come down to the ground if you're comfortable there. We're extending all the way through our fingertips. So no lazy hands if you can help it. Just extending all the way through from the hip through the fingertips. And try to see if you can think about channeling your breath into your side body. You might have to place your hand here to really feel it. Breathing into the left side of your body. Opening up that left side. Let's take an inhale, come through the center. Exhale, lower that left hand down, bring that right arm up and over. Left forearm could come down to the ground if you're comfortable with it. Channel your breath into the right side. Feel free to place the hand here and feel that breath. Take an inhale, come back up to the center. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away again. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Roll those shoulders back. Chin lifts up towards the sky. Nice full breaths here. Release the arms out to the side as you take an inhale. Exhale, cross right arm over left, grabbing either shoulder, tall straight back as you tuck your chin down to your chest. Take an inhale, bring those arms back out wide. Exhale, cross left over right, grabbing either shoulder, tuck your chin down to your chest again. Bring your head back to neutral, release the shoulders. Hands come out in front as you bring first finger and thumb together. Then we want to stick the inside of those pinkies together as we rotate the hands towards our body. It's one of my favorite things to do because you immediately hear those crackles and pops coming out your wrists and shoulders. And do the same thing, move them away from you or move them the opposite way. Let's release the hands as we come up on hands and knees in a table position. We'll just work into a little bit of cat-cow. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Rotate the eyes of the elbows forward. Take an inhale, lift the chin up. Let the shoulder blades meet. Flip the tailbone upward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Bring the chin down to the chest. Moving in and out of those two positions. Inhaling with the open chest. Exhaling as it closes. Feel free to stay with this, or if you'd like to switch up the movement, you can even kind of roll the hips to one side. And then the other side. Loosening up our spine here. Come back to a neutral position. Let's bring those big toes together as we sit the heels back. Coming down to child's pose. Arms extend out in front. Remember, if you need a little elevation in your hips, if this is too much on your knees, take your towel, bring it underneath your hips. Only if you need to. Arms are extended out. Feel free to take those hands, bring them to prayer, and bring them behind the head. Let's fold our body back up to a table position. Let's come down to our belly, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll work into a little bit of cobra. And all I want you to do is press into those hands, lift the chest off the ground. If you like a little more, feel free to straighten those elbows coming up to up dog. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, come back down to the belly, and let's just move in and out of those two positions, either just coming up to cobra or all the way up to up dog. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Feel free to stay up in up dog and kind of move the hips from one side to the other. And let's shift back to our child's pose again. This will counteract some of the back bending we just did. Take one more cycle of breath. Then come back up to table position. We'll start to make our way into down dog. As always, a modification for your down dog is puppy pose, down on the knees with the arms extended out. But if you're ready for down dog, you can go ahead and tuck those toes under as you lift those hips up and back. Heels push towards the ground and chest pushes towards the thighs. Head and neck are relaxed, and just melt your heart towards your thighs. Go ahead and take a moment to maybe shift from one foot to the other. Alternate bending each knee. Coming up on the tippy toes. And bring your gaze up in between your hands as you start to walk those feet up behind the hands. Lower it down to a forward fold. You can grab those elbows. And let's rock side to side here, releasing that lower back. Juicy bend in the knees if you can. Now let's release those elbows. Start to come up to a standing position. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, bring those hands down to heart center. Good. All right, nice and warm now. Let's start at the top of our mat. We'll just roll through a sun salutation to do a little more warming up. So we're getting nice and grounded down in the feet. You can rock back and forth from the balls of your feet to your heels. Slight bend in your knees, just making sure those knees aren't locked. Inhale those arms up, small back bend. Exhale, push those walls away, fall down to forward fold. Inhale up to half lift, hands can be on shins or fingertips on the ground. Exhale, put the hands down in front of the feet. Step or jump back to modified plank or regular plank. If you would like to modify, just drop down to the knees. Inhale, plank. Exhale, let's lower down for chaturanga. You can lower down to your belly, or if you want more, bring those elbows to a 90-degree angle. Push into those hands, either coming up for cobra or straightening those elbows out for up dog. Rolling those shoulders down and back. Chin lifts up towards the sky, engage the thighs here. Inhale. Exhale, come back to down dog or puppy pose. Let's take a couple breaths here. 4 rounds of breath. Take your gaze, bring it up in between the hands. Step or jump those feet back up behind the hands. As you inhale back up to half lift. Hands on chins or fingertips on the ground. Exhale, lower down to your forward fold. Roll up as you bring those arms with you. Coming back up to a standing position. Inhale, small back bend. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Let's make our way back to a down dog. Inhaling those arms up. Exhale, swan dive down towards the toes. Inhale up to half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down in front of the feet. And let's just step straight back to our down dog here. From our down dog, let's walk our left foot in a half step as we extend that right leg up and back. Remember, you can do the same thing down on the knees in your puppy pose. Exhale, we want to bring our right foot up in between our hands. So we'll bring our knee into our chest, stepping that right foot up. We're going to lower our back heel down, and I want you to think about making a line from the front heel to the inside arch of the back foot. Back foot might be at a 45-degree angle, or it could be parallel to the back of your mat, whatever is comfortable in your ankle. And we inhale up to warrior one. Front knee is bent. Chest is square with that front knee. Shoulders are relaxed while arms are extended. Inhale your warrior one. Exhale, drop those arms out wide as you come to warrior two. Check the alignment of those arms. And let's move into reverse warrior. Reaching forward slightly with that front arm and then up and back. Left hand gently rests on that back leg, really reaching through this right hand. Inhale in your reverse warrior. Exhale, start to straighten that front knee as you bring these arms back out wide. We'll reach forward with the right hand as we lower it down for triangle pose. You can lower it down to your, what is this called? Your shin, your ankle, or the ground. Feel free to grab that book if you need some extension on the arms. your triangle pose. Exhale, lower that left hand down. Bend into this front knee slightly as you take this left foot, stepping it up to meet the right, falling down to your forward fold. From here, we'll roll up to a standing position. Arms come with us. Inhale. Exhale the hands to heart center. And we're going to move into a tree pose. So for tree pose, I'll face the camera so you can see me. Option 1, we're nice and rooted in our right foot. We let the left toes rest on the ground as the left heel rests on our ankle. Option 2, we slide our foot up to our calf. Option 3, we grab our foot, bring it up on our thigh. Just trying to avoid resting the foot on the knee. You can have your hands at heart center to start. And then if you feel comfortable, go ahead and extend those arms out, come into a full tree pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. We're going to move from tree pose into dancer pose. So if you have that chair and you need some balance support, go ahead and bring that chair over to your right side and rest your hand on it for support. Otherwise, we'll release this ankle, grabbing it with our left hand. Option 1, we're just pulling our left heel into our tailbone. Try to find a delicate word for it. Option 1, we're just doing that. Option 2, right arm extends up towards the sky. Left hand grabs the inside of this left foot, and we start to lower our body down as we come to dancer pose. Now feel free, if you want to still try dancer pose and you're using the chair for your support, just grab onto the chair with the right hand. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back upright as you release this left foot. Extend both arms up towards the sky. Swan dive down, back to your forward fold. Let's take these hands, plant them down in front of the feet. From here, you can either step straight back to your down dog, or you can move through your vinyasa. If you like to move through your vinyasa, you'll step back to plank, chaturanga, cobra inhale or up dog, exhale down dog or puppy pose. Take some breaths in our down dog. Let's walk our right foot in a half step this time. Start to extend that left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, we'll move into warrior 1 on this side. Rotating that back heel down. Remember to think about making that line from the front heel to the inside arch of the back foot. Extending those arms up for warrior 1. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, drop those arms out wide for warrior 2. Check the line of those arms. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, lower this back hand down. Left arm scoops up and back for reverse warrior. Really reaching through that left hand. Inhale here. Exhale, bring those arms out wide. Straighten that front knee. Reach forward with this left hand. Lower it down. Ankle, shin, ground, or use your book for support if you need to. Remember to modify in the ways that your body needs modifications. Think about pushing through this back hip and extending through all points of your body in your triangle pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Come into a lunge position. We'll step this right foot up to meet the left. Falling down to our forward fold. Roll up to a standing position. Inhale. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Let's move into tree pose on the other side. Nice and rooted on our opposite foot this time. I can't remember which one I did on first. Left foot, I think, is down this time. You can take your right toes, rest them on the ground, heel to ankle. Option 2, we slide up to our calf. Option 3, we grab the foot, bring it up to the thigh. So one of the keys in balancing is finding what's called your jishti. And your jishti is just a focal point, maybe somewhere a couple feet in front of you. Feel free to extend those arms out. And let's move into our dancer pose. I'm gonna face this side. So we take our right hand, grab our right ankle, pull it in. Or if you want to come to dancer pose fully, left arm extends up towards the sky, grabbing the inside of the right foot with the right hand, and start to lower down. Remember to use your chair for support if you need it. Let's come back up to standing. Releasing the foot, inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, falling down to our forward fold. We'll plant the hands down in front of the feet. Feel free to step straight back to your down dog, or you can move through your vinyasa. It's up to you. Take a couple breaths. Now from here, let's take those feet, walk them back up behind the hands, come into a forward fold again. Then I want you to shift your weight into your heels as you bend into these knees, bringing the thighs parallel with the ground as much as you can. And we'll sweep these arms up, come into chair pose. Pulling the belly button back towards the spine, weight is shifted in our heels. If you want to challenge, feel free to look up in between these hands. Inhale in your chair pose. Exhale, bring the hands down. We'll step back with our left foot as we come to a lunge. Try to stay up on this back toe. Woo! You take a little breath. Try to stay up on this back toe. We're going to extend our arms up for a high lunge. If you need a little support, grab onto that chair. Let's sweep our arms up. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. From our high lunge, we're going to move into our warrior 3. So we'll shift our weight into our front leg here, keeping our hands at heart center, and just lowering down. And if you can, think about bringing your body parallel to the ground. If you're not quite there yet, feel free to keep your body at an angle. Or you might just use this back foot to kind of tap down and help you balance. Take an inhale. Exhale, step back with this left foot. Bring those arms out wide. Straighten this front knee. Then I want you to lower this back hand down. Bring this right arm up and back for a reverse triangle. Both legs are straight. Inhale. Exhale, windmill those hands down. Come into a lunge position. Step that left foot up to meet the right. Then I want you to take these feet, bring them out a little bit wider than hips distance, and we'll come down to Malasana squat. Hands go to heart center, elbows on the inside of the knees, and if you can, I would like for you to keep your feet flat on the ground. So you might be up this high, or you might be able to bring those hips down lower. Knees press into elbows as elbows press into knees. Opening up the hips here. You can stay just like this, or if you want to add a little more, we can do a twist here. I'll face the camera. So what you can do is to reach the inside of this right arm around, reach that left arm behind you, and grab the hands. Let the hands connect. Or you can just reach for the hands. Only if this is comfortable on your body. If it's too much on your shoulder or hips or anything, feel free to relax out of the pose. Let's bring the hands to heart center and do that over to the other side. Reaching that left arm around, grabbing it with the right hand. Take one more breath here. Take the hands, bring them down to the center of your mat. Let's step back to our down dog. You can stay in your down dog If you want more, we'll move through our vinyasa. Chaturanga, cobra, back to down dog. Let's move into all of that on the other side. Stepping the feet up behind the hands. Bending into those knees until the thighs are parallel with the ground. Sweeping those arms up for our chair pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring those hands back down. This time we step back with our right foot. Grab onto that chair if you need some support. If you're not feeling high lunge at all, feel free to come down to the back knee. Either way, we'll sweep those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's move into our warrior three. Shifting our weight into this front leg. Again, you might be at an angle or you might come down lower. Just remember, when we're doing yoga, you have to earn your balance over time. So don't feel discouraged. If you're not quite there yet, it'll come with time and consistency. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, lower that back foot down, arms come out wide. Let's straighten this front leg. Back hand rests down on this back leg. Left arm comes up and back for reverse triangle. Take an inhale in a reverse triangle. Exhale, windmill those hands down. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Coming forward fold. And walk those feet out wider than hips distance. Hands come to heart center. Elbows on the inside of knees. Again, you might only be here. Or if you're okay with dropping those hips down lower, feel free to drop those hips down a little bit lower. Pressing into the knees with the elbows. If you want to move into your twist here, reach around, let the hands connect behind you. Hopefully that makes sense if you're doing this. Come back to center, reach around to the other side if you like. Hands back to center, rest them down on the mat. Let's step straight back to our down dog. And if you want to move through your vinyasa, you can. Let's step that left foot in a half step as we extend that right leg straight back behind you. Take an inhale. We're going to bring our knee into our chest. Exhale, stepping that foot up into the hands. This time, go ahead and lower that left knee down. It will extend these arms up for a low lunge. I would like for you, if you can, to interlace your fingers, keeping your pointer fingers pointing up, and then just kind of arching your spine a little bit, reaching through those pointer fingers. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down. Let's take both hands, bring them on the inside of our right foot. I'll give you a couple of options here. Option one, you can just extend this right arm up towards the sky. Option two, go ahead and take this right hand and push it into this right knee. Gaze can come up towards the ceiling. And if you want to add even more, go ahead and bend that back knee and reach back with that right hand, grabbing that foot, opening the chest up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, release that foot if you have it. Bring that hand back to the ground. I'm going to bring a hand on either side of the foot as we walk the foot towards the center of our mat and start to shift our weight back. Let those toes face the ceiling. Take an inhale to elongate the spine. Exhale, melt the chest down onto the thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, shift your weight back forward. Step that right foot back. Now from here, we're going to come back to our squat. So you can tuck those toes under as you lift those hips up to forward fold to make your way back to your squat. Elbows on the inside of knees, feet flat. Hips can stay up higher, down low. And you can stay here, or if you want to try to work on a challenge pose, I got one for you. So, a couple of you expressed to me that you wanted to try crow pose. So, this is why I said we could grab our book, because we're going to use our book as a yoga block to give us some elevation underneath our feet, just to kind of practice our crow pose. Now, remember you can always stay here in your squat, or feel free to relax out of the pose if it's becoming a lot on your hips. So, I would like for you to bring your toes onto your book. Those knees are going to come behind those elbows, a little bit above those elbows. And I'm going to kind of rest onto our forearms. The full pose of crow is your knees kind of resting on your forearms and you lift your feet off the ground. But just for practice, we can rest our feet onto our book to begin. And this is something you can do just to try to help get the feeling and prepare your body for crow pose when you're ready to try it. And let's step those feet back, stepping out of our crow pose or out of your squat pose, coming back to down dog. If you want to move through your vinyasa, you can. If you want to skip it, you can. If you want to take a break, you can take a break. I am totally okay with the break. Let's move into all of that on the other side. Extending that left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest as you step it up in between the hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, those arms up. Interlacing the fingers. Pointer fingers are extended up. And just arch that spine a bit. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down. Might have to step that left foot out to the side a little bit as we bring both hands on the inside of the left foot. From here, you can extend that left arm up towards the sky, or take that left hand, press it into the left knee, opening the hip up. Gaze up towards the sky if you can. And if you want a little more, go ahead and bend that back knee. Grab the foot with your left hand. Take an inhale. Exhale, release that foot if you have it. Bring those hands back down to your mat. Walk that left foot in a little bit. Let's start to shift our weight back. Left toes face the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, melt down onto that thigh. Feel free to have a bend in this front knee if it's too intense on your hamstring. Just listen to how your body feels. Move into what works for you. If something doesn't work for you, feel free to skip it. There's no pressure to do every single pose within the sequence. Let's shift our weight back forward, stepping that left knee back. Again, you can come to Malasana squat. We're going to come to forward fold first as we walk those feet out, squatting those hips down, coming back to our squat. Or if you want to try your crow pose prep again, let that book come underneath your toes. Think about resting your knees onto your forearms just to get the feel of it. And maybe when you try crow pose at home, you have a block underneath your forehead too. Either way, just make sure you're extra careful when trying your crow pose. Make sure you're ready to do it. And when you're ready, let's step those feet back, coming back to down dog. And if you want to move through your vinyasa, you know what to do. You can, or you can skip it. Take an inhale here. Exhale, side out. Let's shift our weight forward as we come down to our belly. I want you to take your arms, rest them down at your sides, and we'll move into locust pose. So for locust pose, I want you to think about rolling those shoulders back and lifting the chest off the ground and lifting those legs off the ground as well. This is just one of those back bends I was talking about, helping to energize the body. Take one more inhale, exhale, relax. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's shift our weight back. Come into child's pose. I know y'all are like, thank God we come to child's pose. Relaxing the head down. Now is the time where you can kind of start to slow it breathing down. I'm kind of sweating underneath this hoodie, but I didn't want to pause the practice to take it off. So here we are. And from your child's pose, I'm just going to take our right arm, flipping the palm upward. We'll thread it underneath the left arm, bringing our right ear and right shoulder down towards our mat. Option to stay here, or you can extend that left arm up towards the sky and bend it behind your back. Maybe even reaching around and grabbing the thigh. Again, totally optional. And we'll take an inhale. Exhale, extend that left arm back out in front. Both arms come back out in front. And we'll thread the left arm underneath the right. Left ear, left shoulder come down towards your mat. Feel free to extend the right arm up towards the sky and bend it behind your back. Again, maybe even reaching around to the thigh. Maybe. And let's release our right arm, extending both arms back out in front, floating our body up to table position. We'll make our way into pigeon pose. So I'm going to give you a couple ways to move into pigeon pose. Option one, you can start down in table pose, just sliding the knee up behind the wrist. Foot extends over to the left side when we're on the right side. Right knee is up behind the wrist. And then start to extend this left leg back as you come to pigeon, inhaling up to lengthen. And then if you want to come down lower, feel free to come down lower, stacking the fists or stacking the hands. If you're comfortable there, feel free to stay there. If you want to move into the pose with a little bit more elongation, you could come from your down dog, extend the right leg up towards the sky, and then bring it into your chest as you move into that same position. Again, inhaling up to lengthen, exhale, melt down onto the leg. And feel free to find some movement here in your pigeon pose just to help your body settle down into it further. Take one more breath. And let's move into pigeon pose on the other side. Coming back up to table position. Starting from that way or starting from your down dog. Whichever way you get there is fine. Either way, extending that leg back, Bring the knee up behind the wrist as the right leg extends back this time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down onto this leg. Feel free to rock from one side to the other again to help you settle down into your pigeon pose. Take one more breath. And start to move out of the pose. And this time I just want you to extend both legs out in front. And we'll come down to our easy seated forward bend. Making sure we're on those sits bones. Extending those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, forward fold down onto those legs, letting those hands just fall wherever they fall. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, see if you can melt down a little further. Let's roll back up to a seated position. Tall straight back here. We'll take our hands, rest them down on our sides. Option one, just press into those hands, kind of roll those shoulders back, lift the chin up towards the sky. Option two, go ahead and extend those hands back just a little bit. Start to lift those hips up, making a ramp from the shoulders down towards the heels. Head falls back. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Nice and slow. Let's bend those knees. Bring the bottom of the feet together. I want you to try to scoot as close to those heels as you can. Take an inhale with the straight back. Exhale, let those forearms press into the legs as you lower your chest down. Again, just working to your own personal edge. Not forcing your body beyond what it can commit to. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale. Let's come back out of the pose, and we'll come back up to table position again. I like to just cross my legs and roll up to table. And we'll move into puppy pose. So all I want you to do is extend those arms out in front. Staying just like this, maybe getting a stretch in those shoulders. Or if you want to, if you're feeling it, you can let that chest lower down towards your mat a little more. Feel free to move from side to side a little bit. Should feel a good stretch in those shoulders. Now let's start to come out of the pose. Reaching the hips back towards the heels, extending the arms out. Just to counteract a little bit of back bending with it. Take an inhale as you float your body back up to table position, coming down to a seat. Letting those feet come out in front. Hands rest in the knees. Round the spine as you fall down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest to start. Keep your right knee hugged into your chest, resting that left foot on the ground. Then use your left hand to start to pull the right knee over to the left, stacking the shoulders first. And then extending this right arm out to the side, bringing your gaze over that right hand if you can. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring those knees back to center. This time, let's keep our left knee hugged in as we extend the right leg onto the ground. Use that right hand to pull your left knee over to the right, stacking the shoulders first, and then extending that left arm out to the side. Gaze coming over that left hand if you can. One more inhale. Exhale, hug those knees back into your chest. And you can release those knees, letting the feet come to the corners of your mat and your hands rest at your sides, as you get ready to come into Shavasana, which is just our final meditation. So you can stay laying down or you can sit up for your final meditation. If the Instagram turns off, I'm so sorry. We'll take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. One more inhale. And on this exhale, try to release each muscle in your body. Letting your body melt down into your yoga mat. And now I'd like you to direct your attention to your breath. Feeling the path of your breath as you inhale into your chest and down to your belly. And the path as you exhale back out the opposite way. Notice the subtle movements through your body each time you take a breath. Do a full scan of your body and see if you can find any tense areas. And just let them relax. And as you're here, you're trying to focus, you might notice some outside thoughts arising. This is perfectly normal. As you notice these thoughts, notice if they trigger any emotions within your body. And as we're here, we just want to try to not get too deep into those thoughts, too attached to those thoughts. As thoughts arise and emotions arise, just let them pass through, let them go. Try to refrain from getting invested in these thoughts. Let them move through you and then come back to your breath. Today I had a quote I wanted to read to you. And the quote reads, "Feel your roots dig deep into the earth. Feel as your flowers bloom up towards the light. Feel as you grow even closer towards the person you are, you in all your wholeness." And right now, I just want you to feel your roots grounding into the earth. Imagine your body being one with the earth. You are a part of the earth and a part of the planet. And you are a part of what makes it beautiful. As you feel your body digging deep into the earth, imagine those flowers growing from you. Imagine all the love and light you give to others around you. This is who you are. Feel yourself in your wholeness. And on your next inhale, just start to wiggle your fingers and toes as you come back into your body and back into the room. And if you're laying down, you can roll over onto your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow. Taking a moment here to reflect on your practice, reflect on how your body feels, and maybe revisit those affirmations you might have said at the beginning of class. And when you're ready, you can come up to a comfortable seated position. Palms facing upward for receiving or downward for grounding. And together, my friends, we'll gather up all these good energies we generated into our hands, up above us in prayer. Exhale, float them down to heart center. Thank you all for taking time out to be with me and to be with each other. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We got a little sweaty. We relaxed at the end. I'll upload this video to YouTube, but it'll be on here, and there should be a video on Instagram Live as well. So it's here if you need it. I appreciate you for being here, and come back next week. Peace.